I'm going to be ranking the best shooting guards right now in NBA 2K23. My team, we do have a tier list here ranking from S that goes all the way down to D tier, and we have about 25 of the best shooting guards in my team right now. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below who are your guys' favorite shooting guards to be running right now in my team, and of course, let me know what you guys would change about my tier list. But looking at the first shooting guard here is going to be Galaxy Russell. I would probably safely put him in B tier. I think he is still a very good offensive shooting guard. He is only 6'5" though, so maybe a tiny bit undersized for that shooting guard position. He does have a 6'9" wingspan and a very solid player model in game, and like I said, he's going to give you really good offense. His jump shot's still super good with the LaMelo Ball base. I'm not really the biggest fan of the Jalen Green upper. I definitely think it hurts the card a little bit. Sigs wise, he's got some pretty good movement. Overall though, I think he's just a tiny bit undersized. He doesn't play the best of defense in game, even though I know these stats and badges would show otherwise. Like, he actually looks like he would be a good defender, but for whatever reason, I just feel like Galaxy Russell isn't that great of a defender. But like I said, he's still going to be in B tier. I would prefer a guy like Alex English though, so I'll probably throw English in that A tier category. I think he's a super underrated shooting guard, and I think definitely deserves to be somewhere in that A tier category. He's 6'7" with a 6'10" wingspan, so he's got that height and that player model over a guy like Galaxy Russell. Defensively, I think he's a little bit more well-rounded than a guy like Kazi. Going to the rim, he's super good as well with a 95 driving dunk, 94 vertical, and then jump shot wise, he's got that Carmelo Anthony upper, which is one of the fastest and one of the best uppers in the game on quick timing. So super fast jump shot for Alex English. And then dribble sigs wise, not great sigs, but he's still got okay sigs where he can move a little bit for your shooting guard. And all around, like I said, I do think he's probably going to be somewhere in that A tier category. Anthony Edwards, I feel like you got to go C tier, maybe honestly even D. He's just not that great of a card. I really wish you'd maybe get a duo, with a new card coming out like Jaden McDaniels. I just really wish he would get a new card or maybe a new Evo, something like that, because this card really isn't that great. Like, he's 6'5", so just like Galaxy Russell, gonna be a tiny bit undersized. Defensively, I definitely find him to be a little bit of a liability on the defensive end. Jump shot wise, I don't think he's even got that great of a release. Like, it's an okay jump shot, but it's nothing like a Galaxy Russell or a crazy release like Alex English does have. And then you look at the sigs, like, he's got the pro size, that pro escape. He just doesn't have great dribble sigs. He has the MJ dribble style, which is decent. So I think A tier might honestly be a little bit high for the card, but I think a guy like Buddy Hield is probably a little bit worse than Anthony Edwards. So I kind of want to keep Ant somewhere in that C tier category, because I would definitely take him over this Buddy Hield card, at least in my opinion. I don't think Buddy's really that great. He's only 6'4" at shooting guard, does have a 6'9" wingspan, but all this card can really do is shoot the three ball. Even defensively, like, these stats are okay, the badges are solid, but he's just not going to play great defense, only being 6'4" at shooting guard. Jump shot wise, it's an okay release, off the dribble. Catch and shoot is a really good release, but yeah, just overall, I think Buddy Hield, you got to probably throw him in D tier, especially if you're gonna have a guy like Anthony Edwards in C, who I do think is a little bit better than Buddy Hield. Billy Knight, 1000% going to be an S tier. That's kind of funny how we have one card in every single tier right now, the first 5 cards on the tier list, but Billy Knight easily going to be an S tier. If you guys don't know, S tier is going to be my top 5 shooting guards in the game, and I would say, confidently, he's definitely going to be a top 5 shooting guard, probably somewhere in that top 3. He's 6'6" with a 6'10" wingspan, and I haven't used this card exactly except for gameplay, but I know people that have been using him and got lucky enough to get him out of the vault or out of the wheel spin and clutch them offline. I know a lot of people have been saying he's such a good card, and maybe even better than Mike Bantam. He's got such a good release with the Rudy Gay base and the Oscar Robinson upper. Then he's also got that on quick timing, so he's got a great jump shot. He's got very good dribble sigs. Like, everyone's saying he's just Ricky Davis with way better defense, and I kind of see that. That does seem very similar to obviously Ricky Davis's jump shot. He's going to be a great defender, 6'6", and his tendencies are probably one of the more underrated thing about this card. 100 driving dunk tendency is going to be super nice to have. I would have liked to see maybe a little bit better on-ball steal tendency, but overall, I think Billy Knight easily going to be in that S tier category. Jimmy Butler, I think you gotta go probably C tier, because he's still not a terrible shooting guard. He still gives you good defense, but other than that, he's going to be a liability on the offensive end. Doesn't have a great jump shot and really can't create his own shot. All he can do is shoot in the catch and shoot, but like I said, his jump shot is definitely a little bit slower. So I would say Jimmy Butler for me probably going to be in C tier. I wouldn't say he's like terrible where he's got to go D, but I think C tier is probably fair for this card. Galaxy Vince Carter, 1000% going to be in the S tier category. He's one of my new favorite cards in my team. Like, he's honestly just so fun to use. He's so good on the offensive end, able to get to the basket, dunks on anybody, has a great jump shot, really good release with that Kyle Kuzma base, I would say 1000% Vince Carter going to be a top 5 shooting guard. Terry Dischinger, I think you also got to put in A tier alongside Alex English. They're very similar at the shooting guard spot. I know a lot of people don't like Terry for the fact that he doesn't have handles for days, which is 100% a big badge to be missing out on, and anchor and killer combos. Those are huge badges to not be having on your shooting guard, but I still think he's so good, you know, pretty much at everything else. Like, he's got a great jump shot in my opinion with the Rudy Gay base and the Carmelo Anthony upper. On quick timing, great jump shot. He's got very good sigs as well. You know, stats and badges, he's a Galaxy Opal card, very well-rounded stats, like 90 driving dog, 96 vertical, very solid defensive stats, and he is 6'7". So I feel like him and Alex English are kind of on the same tier, at least for me, and very similar at that shooting guard position. Cedi Osman, it might be a little bit crazy to say, but I think for now, I'm gonna probably go B tier. I know a lot of people do like Cedi, and I understand where they're coming from. Cedi is a very good shooting guard and a very fun shooting guard. He's 6'7", which is nice. I would have liked to seen a little bit better defense. I know his stats might be decent, but at least when I use his card, his like defense wasn't the greatest. I mean, honestly, you probably could throw him in A tier. I'm gonna keep him in B tier for now. I definitely think he's better than a guy like Cazzie Russell. Is he on the same level as Terry Dischinger and Alex English? I think he's just kind of that one tier below them, but maybe he gets moved up to A tier later in the video. Tracy McGrady, I mean, he's a top 2, top 3 card in the game, maybe even the best card if you know how to use him. He's got the best jump shot in the game with the KPJ base and the Oscar Robinson upper. He's got some of the best sigs in the game. All around stats and badges are super good. Easily a top 5 shooting guard. In my opinion, the best shooting guard in the game right now. I would say DeMar DeRozan probably also somewhere in that B tier category. A very solid shooting guard. I mean, you could maybe go high C tier. Yeah, C tier might be a little bit more fair. I'm gonna go high C tier for DeMar. I think he's a lot better than Ant and Jimmy Butler as well, but for me, I would take a guy like Dr. J over those two. I feel like Dr. J is either high B tier or low A tier. I just think with Dr. J, he really needs a new jump shot, or not a new jump shot, sorry. He just needs his jump shot on quick timing or very quick, because his release is just way too slow in my opinion. He also needs like the normal leaner and a better size up. Those are just a couple flaws with his Dr. J card. So for me, I'm kind of thinking either high B tier or low A tier. I think for now I'll probably go A tier just because of his rim running ability, and he's still one of the best slashing shooting guards in the game. Galaxy Opal JB 1000% going to be in B tier, a very solid shooting guard. I do think he's better than DeMar, you know, Ant and Jimmy Butler, but I don't think he's as good as a guy like Terry Dischinger or a Alex English. Ray Allen also going to be in my S tier category, a very fun shooting guard to use. I know a lot of people really don't like him too much, but in my opinion, I still think he's probably better than a guy like Vince Carter. It is a close debate between who's a better shooting guard between him and Vince, but for me, I like Ray Allen just a little bit more because of his offense. Defensively, obviously, Vince is a little bit better. J.R. Smith really isn't that great in my opinion. I think he's probably C tier. Like, he's okay. He's got a solid jump shot, but his sigs are terrible. Can't really move that well. Like, I would say J.R. Smith just going to be somewhere in C tier. Joe Johnson, I think is actually pretty solid. I would say B tier. I like him a little bit more than DeMar, you know, Anthony Edwards. Like, I think he's a solid shooting guard, and that's kind of all these guys in B tier. Like, Kazi Cedi are probably the better guys in B, like over Jaylen Brown and Joe, but I just think like these are solid shooting guards. Klay Thompson, really not the biggest fan of this card. He can shoot 3 balls, but that's pretty much it. He's going to be an okay, like a pretty much an average defender, maybe a little bit above average on the defensive end, but I just feel like Klay doesn't really provide too much for you except for shooting threes and playing solid defense. Pink Diamond Kobe, I think he's got to go in B tier or C tier, sorry. He's just a little bit outdated. We might be getting Dark Matter Kobe tomorrow when you guys are watching this video, because tomorrow's going to be Friday. And if he gets a Dark Matter, he could be the second best, maybe even the best shooting guard in the game. I'd be very surprised if he's better than T-Mac, but once we get a new Kobe Bryant, he'll be very elite again. He just needs his jump shot, or not jump shot. He just needs way better sig. Sorry, he needs a way better dribble style. The Kobe dribble style really isn't the best. If he had the MJ dribble style, maybe a better size up in the normal leaner, he could honestly be, you know, somewhere in B tier, A tier. Just missing a couple things with the Pink Diamond Kobe. Zach LaVine, I honestly want to put either high C tier or low B tier. I think LaVine's actually pretty solid. I think you got to go C tier though. Is he better than DeMar DeRozan? I'm not exactly sure. So I'd say for now, he's probably going to be in C tier. Carmelo Anthony is just slightly worse than Alex English. I think these three guys are just a tiny bit better than like Cazzie Russell, Carmelo, and Cedi Osman. These two cards, though, Alex English and Carmelo, are very, very similar. MJ, I think you got to put kind of on the same tier as Kobe. Once again, just like Kobe, once he gets his new card, if he gets a Dark Matter, gets his jump shot on very quick, maybe gets a new release, obviously he could be a top 5 shooting guard in the game, or at least top 10. But for right now, I just think these cards are a little bit outdated. I mean, Jordan especially needs his jump shot at least on quick, but should realistically be on very quick timing. Mikal Bridges, I think you probably got to throw B tier. I think he's just a little bit, I think these 4 guys are like the top of B tier. Carmelo, Seti, Mikal, and then Kazi Russell. Like, these cards are so elite. Like, Mikal Bridges, a very good defender, plays really good defense, and can knock down threes with a very solid jump shot. Paul Pierce just needs a better release. Even though it's on quick timing, it's still not going to be a great jump shot. It's not as bad as it normally is in my team, but yeah, Paul Pierce just needs a new jump shot. Overall, though, plays good defense and just is a very solid card. So I'd still probably say C tier. Scottie Pippen, 1000% going to be in the S tier category. And then am I crazy to say, I think honestly Andrew Wiggins honestly might be in the A tier category. And then I think I'm also going to move, I might go Seti Osman into A tier. I'm just trying to kind of balance the tier list out a little bit more. Is Seti better than Carmelo and Mikal? I'm not exactly sure if he's better than Mikal. You know, I'm going to move Mikal. I'm going to move Mikal Bridges up into A tier. I do think he's the best guy in A tier. And then maybe do I move somebody up into B? Maybe go DeMar DeRozan. I think he's probably the best option out of these guys. So overall, though, that's going to be my shooting guard tier list. Let me know in the comment section down below what would you guys change about it. And let me know what you guys think about my top 5 shooting guards. All those guys in S tier. But hopefully you guys did enjoy. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.